Hey everyone, this is Ronnie coming to you today with a video, and this is kind of a follow-up video a little bit because one of the questions we got in our last video, if you didn't watch it, I think it's a great video. Got a lot of feedback from other people on it. Just talking about if you could be hit $100,000 doing this profit-wise by yourself. And yes, I think it can be done. But one of the questions that came up quite often was, do you think you can buy enough stuff, quality stuff, for what I sell to get to that point? And I go out to approximately 15 thrift stores one day a week. I'll go out and then I go to our local two stores, in and out almost every day. Sometimes you find something, sometimes you don't. It is what it is. Not every day I go. Sometimes in the weekends I do not visit too often, as I don't like crowds. But making a long story short, I'm going to show you some of the, just what we have to thrift through in our area. Now, you could go to these websites yourself. You could figure out what's in your area available. We'll travel. There's like 4 different ways I can go, and depending on how the traffic is or how I'm feeling or how a certain set of stores are going, I can maybe change it up, go a different way. I know where almost every Savers, Goodwill, Salvation Army, even most mom and pop thrift stores are in New England. Like if it's in Massachusetts, Rhode Island, parts of Connecticut, I don't really care for Connecticut too much because their thrift stores are a little crazy with pricing. Even central upstate New York, I know where most stuff is. Southern Vermont, southern New Hampshire, southern Maine. I've been to these areas multiple times. We used to make trips where we go for 2-3 days and just source our little selves to death, especially in holiday weekends, stuff like that. And do well. Fill up the trucks, come home. That's it. When I mean truck, I mean Suburban. Before that, we had the Excursion. Fit a lot of stuff in those things. The Camry, not so much. Not so much. Good gas mileage, though. I will say that. But we're going to get into it here. I'm going to do a screen share. I'm just going to show you some of the places and just show you some of the. If I just really want to thrift and hire somebody to do the listing, photographing part of my business, I could probably hit 60 thrift stores a week if I really wanted to. 4 or 5 days, just go to 4 days a week. I could probably hit easily 50 thrift stores if I wanted to. It's a lot of work, but business would be crazy if you had quality people to work with your business. I'm not looking for that kind of chaotic mess. Oh, no, no, no. But hey, let's do a screen share. Let's talk about it a little bit. All right. So first up here, we got his good old Goodwill. And I think a conception of a lot of people is Goodwills are everywhere. Not for us. If you're in the Massachusetts area, especially in my area, there's not too many. Go down to here to stores. And this is just for our region. There's two different websites. This is the one area here. Most of the stores are located actually in Boston around us, which if you ever been to Boston, getting in and out of Boston, paying for parking, dealing with people that people in Boston, I swear they think their lives are more important to you. I have a bigger truck. People drive me crazy. Crazy. It's always the people in the smallest cars that will try to really piss me off. It'd be a Toyota Prius or something, or a Yaris, and I'm like, oh, you got to try to squeeze into a place where it's my turn, but you feel that you need to get ahead of me. Driving in big cities, I'm not that person. New York City is driving me crazy also. Then you got bike lanes, you got trains, trolleys, yeah. Dominican Republic, you got people on scooters everywhere. It's if you've ever been down there at a stoplight, it's like another race every time a light changes. It's like a race. They all scurry to the front, and it's like a race is off. And then you got to dodge people trying to wash your window. Oh man, But anyway, back to this. So here's a bunch of these different stores here. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Looks like 9 stores, 10 stores. So this first store right here, that's in right near close to BU. That's Alston. It's right in the middle of Boston. Pain in the ass place to get to, really is. Parking is very hard because of the college. And then they have the trolley near there. There's a few other instances. Right next to that place is a place that has concerts a lot. Me and my friend were just up in that area not too long ago, and he wanted actually, we dropped his daughter off like 6, and we thought this place was going to be open. It says 10 to 8. I mean, I guess they close early, maybe days that there's a concert, because it was actually closed pretty early in the day. There was a long line. I'm assuming that's probably why they closed. Not sure. But the kids nowadays, the rap music they listen to, oh my lord. But then there's this one in Jamaica Plains. This is actually next to a local thrift store. There's 2 of them over there, Boomerangs. There's another Boomerang somewhere in Boston. They're a really odd thrift store. Hit or miss, very small, but they can be pricey as F. This Boston store is actually pretty big. It's where they have their main office. They also have the bins or the outlet store, whatever you want to call it. It's a very small outlet from most of the ones I've ever been to. I'm not much of an outlet kind of guy, bins guy, whatever you want to wear. I mean, unless I'm going to go in like a full hazmat suit, or you know, I look like someone from Breaking Bad. Or I'm going in there the other way with strapped up, looking like I'm Rambo in First Blood. Like, I'm not a bins person. I can't deal with the atmosphere and dealing with people. I have enough time dealing with a half-off day, let alone bins. Like, oh, no, no, no. I can't play that game. Quincy store is actually south of Boston a little bit, probably 10 minutes south of Boston, 15 minutes. And it's a hit or miss store. A lot of the Boston stores too are messy stores. Most all these stores are a little on the messy side. They get a lot of traffic. Quincy, City of Presidents, Samuel Adams, whatever else. Outlet store, like I said, is right next to the big. That's a big old store in Boston too. I mean, that's a big store, but it's a mess. Somerville store. Can't remember which one that is for whatever reason. Cambridge store is a really awkward one. It's really small, narrow store, and it's really, really hit or miss. The problem is you got to park in a parking garage like 2 blocks away, especially if it's in wintertime. It's a pain in the butt because you got to walk through snow, ice. And then if you find some stuff at the store, you got to carry the store back. And now with the paper bag thing, paper bags are a pain in the ass. I'm not even sure if they do paper. So it's like you have your hands full carrying stuff if you carry things that are not clothing. Yeah. South Boston store is actually a pretty interesting store. It's another small store. Got parking, but it's like shared with another parking lot, and it's like chaotic mess trying to get in and out of there. And with my bigger truck, it's sometimes a real bit of a pain trying to get in that parking spot. It really is. Danvers is north of Boston, a few miles. It's actually in a shopping center. It's actually not that bad. It's actually a newer store. I think that's only been open since like summer, late summer, maybe midsummer, late spring. It's not even open a year yet. It's actually a pretty decent store. It's hit or miss. But I don't get up that way in north of Boston too often. Worcester store, visit that store every time we go to New York. Here and there. There's also a Savers close by. They actually had 2 Savers in Worcester. They closed one down. And there's a huge Salvation Army, and they got a few other things. I know there's a St. Vincent de Paul, and it's like in a house. It's really odd. It's so weird. And then there's other stores, like if you're driving out of there, there's other stores to go to and hit up around. The Hyannis is where we are, you know, clean store, small store. But, I mean, we're way far from everywhere else if you really looked at a map and seen where these stores are. Our next closest one is Quincy, and that's about 45 minutes from us. No, it's about an hour. 45. Yeah, it's about 45. No, it's about an hour drive. It's actually kind of Pioneer Valley. I think that's Western Mass. Yeah, Palmer. I've been to the Palmer one a few times. I've been to a bunch of these. Amherst, Sumner. Yeah, I've been to a bunch of these. These are more Western Mass, but didn't even know they had a website for that. I don't see the North Attleboro one. That's kind of interesting. Huh. It's open. Just was there not that recently. They redid it recently. But it's weird that they don't have it on here. Home of Aaron Hernandez. Well, not the home, but if you were watching that stuff when it was going down, and they would showing the chase of the vehicle and stuff like that, it's like, yeah, boy, North Attleboro. It's right down the street from Foxborough. But here's I went to so we don't really have many Goodwills, as you can see. Now, Salvation Army's kind of hit or miss. Also, this map right here shows that there's a bunch here within this is an hour drive, I would say. But the first one, whoops, there we go. And if you're wondering what this piece of funky land is, that's Cape Cod. All about it's about 70-mile drive here. If you want to know, Islands, Nantucket, Martha Vineyard, right there. But anyway, we're getting sidetracked and all craziness. You see, though, that one that's not even a store anymore. They had a store. They moved it to where number 2 is. So it's kind of crazy that they show both of them there. Really not sure why. Because one store is not even there anymore. And I don't even know what that is. I mean, it's in Yarmouth, yes, but AK? I mean, we're not in Alaska. It's Massachusetts, baby. I don't know what's up with that. You can see right here, this is a Wareham store. That store is open, but eventually that store is going to be closed. I've heard quite a few times. It's always had issues. No sure. That's a Hanover up on the South Shore. Decent store. A lot of these, there's been quite a few stores that have closed actually in these areas. There's a Brockton, which is a big mess of a store. West Bridgewater. Or Bridgewater. Let me see. Let's go down. I don't know why we're just doing it this way. Raynham store doesn't even exist anymore. They closed that store. It's still there on the map. You can see right here that number 8, that's another store in Swansea, I believe. 13, that's a store if you're going towards like Newport. And there's actually a store in Newport. But it's a very small store. If you've ever been to Newport, Rhode Island, home of the mansions. Fun place to visit if you're ever going. And there's another store like in West Warwick over here. And there's another one. It's Cranton, maybe. I forget where these stores are. I know it's kind of like as I'm driving, I know where they are. But a lot of this map is incomplete. It would be best to call the locations to see if actually the stores are even existing there still. So, I mean, and then there's one in Worcester, like I've said. There's one over here in Attleboro, or there was. The Attleboro store might have even closed still. There's one Northbridge, which is more in this vicinity over here. So they don't even list all the stores either. Go figure. And then there's Savers. Savers is going to have the most stores you could see. I'll put in zip code here and bingo. I mean, you can see all these damn red stores pop up. All these red things are Savers. They crack-a-lackin' over in here. There's a bunch of them. I mean, this is Connecticut. I mean, we could almost block that little area out. I mean, we're not dealing with those areas. Some of those stores are expensive. I find some pretty cool stuff whenever I do go into those areas, but it's so crazy the pricing they have over in Connecticut. I don't know what it is, but not that Massachusetts is any cheaper, to tell you the truth. But you can see right here, all these reds are Savers. So I mean, there's 3, 7, 11, 14. There's 20 of them. And we're not including these right here. These are 4 more if you really want to include those. So, I mean, it's 24 in just this area in New England. I think that's it. I mean, there's a few more down in here. I know there's a few more if we changed up the address. They would come up down in southern Connecticut. But Fold area. So I mean, when we talk about areas, we have to go to a lot of savers for the most part. So I mean, there's easily 40 stores right there between the Salvation Armies, the Goodwills, and there's more stores up here that we did not really talk about north of Boston. There's a lot of stores up this way, like Portsmouth. There's also a Goodwill there. There's a huge Salvation Army. There's another Goodwill like right in this area, right here. So I mean, there's definitely other stores. You got to change your thing up a little bit and go. And then there's always Google you can use to help yourself with some stuff. Like, let's say you want to look for, thrift stores near me. I mean, there's different ways you can do this. You can see right here, Cape Cod kind of has a bunch of littler, smaller thrift stores. The problem is we're trying to go to some of these thrift stores is just the time it takes to get to these stores, especially in the summertime. Because summertime, if you ever been on the Cape, traffic is crazy. And a lot of these stores don't really get donations all that much. They're like church thrift stores and so on, etc. And they're scattered throughout. Most of them are along either one of the two main roads, which is 6A on the north side or 28, which runs along the south side. And there might be a few off of there here and there. These stores are sometimes fun to go to once a month, but there's times where I've went to 15 of these in a day, and in and out of these stores in like 5 minutes. It takes you more time driving than it does sourcing in these stores. And to tell you the truth, nothing. You come up with a lot of times just nothing of value. That's our local Goodwill right here. I'm just seeing what they got for pictures. I don't know what that picture's about. But you can see right there, it's actually a small store. I was going to say, if I had a picture on my truck here, I'd be kind of funny. But there's no pictures, really, huh? Oh, you can see right there, kind of pictures. We don't, this is like an older picture because our boutique section is not like that anymore. And they changed these aisles all up. But it's a very small store. It's not a huge store whatsoever. I mean, if you ever been here, you would know you're not going to be finding Brioni and Keaton every time you go shopping. So I mean, you could change this too and put like thrift stores anywhere you want to go. Like Manhattan. Manhattan. Thrift stores in Manhattan. Here you go. I mean, you want to go thrifting is unique boutique. Housing Works thrift shop. I don't know what that Housing Work thrift shop. Yo, they seem like there's a bunch of these. Housing Works thrift shop. Housing Work thrift shop. Yo, they seem like they're like what? Every 20 blocks, there's one of those. Ritz thrift shop. Ritz for what the? I don't know what that is. City Opera thrift shop. Yo, like I think I'm planning a trip to Boston. I mean, Manhattan. I'm gonna go thrifting in New York. Yeah. I gotta get a smaller vehicle possibly because parallel parking my truck. It's not always that bad, but what is this? The thrift shop. What the? What is this? Yo, why does that guy look like Robert Kraft? It looks like the guy from Amistad. What the hell? He's a good actor. I can't think of his name. He was also in like Blood Diamond and what's that other one? Russell Crowe, that movie Russell Crowe was in, The Gladiator. But what in the world is this? I don't know nothing about the Ritz Rick's thrift shop, and then they sell furs. Like, what the? I don't know about this. This is interesting. But I mean, you can also see the ratings of these stores too to pick and choose which ones you want to maybe go to. You know, so I mean, that's always something like these housing thrift. What's unique boutique? See right here. I mean, you could take a little bit of time. Look like some hookah thing going on over there. I don't know what that is. Look like ghost car over here and a ghost bus. Like, man, what the hell? But you imagine trying to find parking like in the city, man. Like, wow, crazy, crazy, crazy. Every time I park in like a city area like that, I get a parking ticket, and man, it drives me crazy. But anyway, I'm just goofing around now. Now I'm just like aimlessly. Okay, I got to exit out of this. Stop screen share. Yeah, so I mean, you could really pick and choose where you want to go to kind of easily. You could pick sourcing trips. You could figure out any way you want to go. It's not that difficult. You just have to go out and do it and find it and have fun with it. But stuff's out there. No matter where you are, stuff's out there. Unless you live in Onihante, New York, you don't got much choices. You have to literally go like 60 miles to another thrift store. But I mean, we're in a similar predicament. You know, we have to drive, 30 miles if we want to get from 2 other thrift stores. So like, comment, subscribe. I hope this video helps some of you guys out. See you guys later. Have a good day. Bye.